constructed. Now, students, I come on the topic of occupational structure of workforce, or you can say the human resource and economic development. Earlier, it used to be called population and economic development. And there are several theories associated with population and economic development. It is called demography. It is also one of the part of economics. And there is another term called ergonomics that measures the efficiency of labor. And demography, how the population, it is instrumental in economic development. During our time, during our student time, there were huge polemics, debate and advocacy against the population growth rate. Because we have a birth around 3.9 per family. Per family we have a ratio of 3.9 children, child, 3.9. Now it has come down to 2.1, now it is around 1.9. Some states have other ratios, some states have, some have even around 1, some have even around 3, more than 3. Bihar have around 3.1 or 3.2, and some states have around 1, like states like Tamil Nadu and Kerala. They have a birth rate of around 1 point something else, but the national average is 2 and 1.9. So earlier is to be told, there is one economist called Malthus. He was listing about the population growth, and he always tells about the growing rise of population will bring several natural calamities. So either man has to check the population growth, or nature will check through flood, through drought, through cyclone, through earthquakes, through epidemics, like that. So this was a debate all over the country, all economic planners, that what must be the optimum size of population. But as per the history, as per the civilization, population growth there was a means of subsistence, means of survival. Where agriculture was good, where there was a good availability of water and all kind of plain land, fertile land, they have a more population growing intensity there. So, as you know, there is a agroclimatic zone in the country, around 35 or 36. In this area, this agriculture will be done. This area is suitable to this agriculture, this crop, this horticulture, like that. The same way, there are several zones of the world. Some zones are highly population oriented, some zones are moderate population, some have a lower population. In general, in the cold area, in the ice area, we have a lower density of population, like Denmark, which has come in the news, that has only 57,000 population, which size is near to one continent, Greenland. It's itself a continent, but its population is only 57,000 because that is covered with ice and all. So talking about population, earlier we used to say that we must have a check on population, otherwise we will not grow. We have a lesser per capita availability, lesser consumption amount, etc., etc. Government has to facilitate. If government wants to facilitate something in a substantial manner or in adequate manner, there must be lesser population so that they have a more availability at per capita level. The same way, in terms of population, during 70s and 80s, we have a huge program for the check on population. Indira Gandhi brought with sterilization program, like that. There was some compulsion, it was done under compulsion, it became a political issue also. We have a national population policy also in year 1971, and after that we have another policy which came into year 2000. Under new population policy, it was done that we have a fixed number of parliamentary constituency and also state assembly constituency, so that we have a lesser growing tendency of population. because people think that we have a higher population, we have a more representative in the assembly or in the parliament. So that is why this was fixed for the next 30 years. Until 2001, we have a fixed number of parliamentary constituency, state assembly constituency, etc., etc. Earlier, it used to be a increasing trend, but after 1971, it was made fixed. In year 2000, we have a constitutional amendment in this law, and we have fixed again the number of constituency. Nowadays, we are talking about some increased number of parliamentary constituencies. That is why the new parliament house has a more number of seats. Okay. So we were talking about the population growth. We have several plans under 5-year plan also to check population. It was also one of the more main objective of the 5-year plans. So we have a plan for the population check and population control, and we adopted several measures. Several incentives, disincentives were given for the family. There was a debate that no people will be given ticket to fight election if they have more than 2 child, like that. So middle class family who were more conscious regarding their income status and life standard, they just checked their population and they just fixed their family size with 2 ही बच्चे उतने ही अच्छे करके ऐसे कई स्लोगन चले. And even the poor people, poor family who think that their population, their number of children is like a hand. If they have more children, it means they have a more earning hand, because there was a prevalence of child labor in their family. Because of income, because of lesser income and all source of income and source of life standard, they have a more child. There was lack of awareness among their family. There was lesser facility given by the health department. So they have a more child, and it becomes burden on the government. But I think now that scenario has got changed. People have started to check population. I think we have a 45 crore middle class population. Hardly they will have more than 2 child. And even the poor people, after getting the several facility, getting from the hospital, at every birth you have a stipend of 6,000 or 4,000. They can look after their child, newborn child, and the maternity leave, etc., etc. So now population has been checked. Second aspect regarding population, our Prime Minister Modi keeps saying about demographic dividend. It is human resource has not become a curse; it has become a boon. There are many countries who are suffering from human resource loss. Even country like China, which was the most populated country of the world for many years, followed by India. Now India has surpassed that country because China has very stern birth policy, only one family, one child. And they were adopting it for last 30 to 40 years. Now they have a lesser number of younger population. They have a more senior citizen population. They don't have the sizable number of workforce, young workforce. Now they have changed their population policy, birth policy, and they have allowed family to have a more than one child, like that. So this is a debate. If this human resource is a boon or is a curse. I used to read in a West European country, all countries have a higher population density because they have a lesser size of land, lesser size of territory, and their population density is very high. Despite of that, they are very developed. Their per capita income is very high. Their consumption expenditure is very high. And there are many countries who have a very less density of population, but they are not developed. And you take the example of many African countries. But the country which comes under South Asia, they have a huge population. India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, इधर eastern part में Indonesia and northern part में China, they constitute around 40% population of the whole world. We have a 9 billion population, perhaps. We have a 8 to 9 billion population, and China and India constitutes around 33% of the total population of the world. They all constitutes around 300 crore population. So this is a debate: the population is beneficial for development or it is harmful for development. So it depends on how you plan your manpower, how to employ them. Because there was one debate, being a huge population and huge human resource, we must have a labor intensive technology for the production process. And some have, so there was a debate, there was a capital intensive technology versus labor intensive technology. And before 1980, when computerization was brought down in India, so many people were opposing that it will make a huge number of workforce unemployed when we will adopt computer. But it was proved time and again that computerization itself become a big source of employment. And under service sector, under tertiary sector, computer and related ITES, IT enabled services, BPO, and all kind of information technology services provides 50 lakh organized employment for our country. It becomes itself. So technology brings some new average of development also. You must know in our mind. You talk about AI. People also say, see for example, I on a freelance basis make translation for press information bureau. Earlier I used to translate all the text, whether English to English. It takes around 2 hour time for 1,000 words. But when I use AI, it just completes the work within half an hour. I am still employed, but I have more convenience, more productivity, and more easier to handle my work. The same way I will give you an example regarding agriculture sector, Punjab, the state of Punjab. It implies highest number of agriculture mechanization. It has the highest number of tractors, combiners, and all kinds of agriculture machines and equipment. And that Punjab also imply highest number of agriculture workforce in India. You can easily understand what miracle this it has been allowed by mechanization and also technical upgradation. It implies agriculture. So you must not concise our thinking, narrow our thinking, that the number of labor and number of work. No. We have to very intelligently plan our workforce, employ our workforce. As the government is running program like Skill India, Train India, internship program like that, because it will make agricultural laborer or any laborer more efficient, more value addition, more availability as per the demand of the industry. So these things we have to take in our mind, and that is why population can be made boon also. So now that narrative has got changed, and that is why we are not focusing much on population growth. Rather, people have automatically started to check their population and they plan their family. So in a way, the occupational, now I come to the occupational structure. As I told earlier, population is called, it is asset or liability, is a curse or a boon. ये तो मैंने बताया ही है, there was a population growth. हाँ. So coming on the occupational structure, so I can tell you, out of total population, around 50% people are working population. Rest people are dependent. So what is called demographic dividend? When the working population is more than the dependent population, that is called demographic dividend. And under that, talking about the occupational structure, we have around maximum 70 crore population is the working population, and that ratio was 47% during Corona time, and that has grown up to 55%. The latest data which I was going through, it tells about the 56% is the working population ratio of the country. And talking about the gender means women's working women population ratio, it has also gone high from 24% to 41%. Yani out of total women population, 41% are the working member, and rest are dependent on her. So this is a huge development on the part of the gender development and the working women population. So I will give you another, I will share another release which provides many data and many facts, and you will go through in your off time on your mobile screen. So talking about occupational structure, I will again tell about the primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. So primary sector agriculture, as I earlier told, it implies around 45% to 55% of our total population. Agriculture, industry and manufacturing, 24%, and tertiary sector, it implies around 30% of our total working population. You were asking about improving standard of living. So there are 4 points: income growth, education, health, and infrastructure. These are 4 things: income growth, education, health, and infrastructure.
So it's basically HDI with infrastructure.
Pardon?
You can say HDI with infrastructure as indicators for growth.
Infrastructure.
Yeah, HDI, Human Development Index plus infrastructure can be counted as indicator for growth.
That is true. Per capita availability of electricity, per capita availability of roads, railways, telecom, use of civil aviation, ports. These all can be counted under infrastructure, but there are 2 parts of infrastructure. I will have another chapter which I have to talk regarding infrastructure, then I will elaborate about that. There are 2 parts of infrastructure. First is the social capital, creating social capital through education, health and sanitation. And another is the physical infrastructure called capital expenditure of infrastructure, that is road, railways, electricity, telecom, ports, airways, petroleum, natural gas, etc. So talking about the occupational structure of Indian population, still we have a dominance of informal sector. What do you mean by informal sector? One is formal sector and another is informal sector. Can you tell about what is called informal sector?
So informal sector means the private sector?
No. Informal sector, the workforce which do not come under any regulation, any minimum wage act, any organized sort of thing, any subscription of EPFO. So these can be termed as informal laborer. The informal sector is a huge: informal agriculture sector, informal economy, informal labor force, like that. So the people who work in agriculture, working in their own household, in village, in daily wage worker, like that, these may be termed as informal. There is called organized and unorganized. The laborers were of whom salary attached with any payroll, they are termed as organized workforce, who are not related with you go to Chowraha and then hire any labor. You come and just work daily and you take 400 or 300. So they were called as informal labor. Okay. So 80% workforce is informal sector, where job security and social benefits are lacking, as I earlier told. Okay. And there is another divide that is called urban and rural divide, agriculture and industry divide, organized versus unorganized divide, permanent versus temporary divide, public sector